Hey everyone, today I happened to find an old kitchen knife that's gone completely dull. Now I'm curious, so let's test it together and see just how bad the edge really is after all this time. Even after trying my best, I still couldn't cut this sheet of paper normally. It only tore because I had to press down so hard with my hand. I'm going to run one more test. Same story here, the tomato only got crushed by the pressure from my hand. There was no way this knife could make a proper slice of tomato. But if you've ever run into this kind of problem, don't worry anymore. Give me a moment to think. Alright, I've got an idea now. Right here I've got a basket full of old spark plugs. I'm going to pick one that fits and use it as a polishing tool for the knife blade, because the ceramic insulator on a spark plug is extremely hard, smooth and wear-resistant. That surface can help refine the edge, smooth out tiny rough spots, and bring the blade back cleaner and sharper. At the same time, I'm going to mark the cutting point on the spark plug body so I can remove the ceramic insulator section. To remove the ceramic insulator completely, I'll secure this spark plug in the vise first. Once it's locked in firmly, I'll start using the cutting tool. When cutting into the spark plug body, be careful, everyone. Use only moderate pressure, just enough to break the retaining section that holds the ceramic insulator inside the threaded metal shell. If you press too hard, you can split the ceramic insulator in half right away. To polish the knife blade effectively, you'll need to mount the ceramic insulator piece you just removed onto the drill chuck. Next, I'll attach a piece of sandpaper to the drill head so I can sharpen the knife blade. The type of sandpaper I want to attach to the drill head is 400 grit sandpaper. This grit is rough enough to remove dull metal along the edge, reshape the cutting line, and restore sharpness, while still fine enough to leave the blade smoother and more controlled during sharpening. And make sure to carefully measure and cut it so it fits properly onto the drill head, without being too big or too small. It will be very convenient if you use hot glue to fix the sandpaper onto the drill head because it holds the material firmly in place while still allowing quick adjustments or replacement when needed. Before you start sharpening a real knife, watch how I do it first. Try practicing the sharpening motion until you're familiar with it, and only then turn on the machine to begin sharpening. So the initial step of sharpening the knife blade is done. Now I'm going to move on to the polishing step right away. I also have a small tip for everyone. It's a good idea to use toothpaste when polishing the knife blade because its mild abrasive texture helps smooth the surface, reduce fine scratches, and gives the edge a cleaner, more polished finish. This is WD-40 multi-purpose oil. It's commonly used to loosen rusted parts, reduce friction and protect metal surfaces from moisture and corrosion. In knife maintenance, it helps clean off residue after sharpening, improves smoothness on the blade, and provides a light protective layer to slow down rust formation. Alright, that wraps up the process of restoring this old dull kitchen knife. Now I'm going to move on to the testing phase right away to see how effective it really is. Very good, the cutting line is extremely efficient. The movement feels smooth and controlled, with a steady response that doesn't require much effort from the hand. What stands out most is how consistent the edge performs across each motion, maintaining a clean and precise behavior without any sudden resistance or uneven drag. Everything feels balanced, as if the tool is guiding the action rather than being forced through it. As I continue the test, the stability of the edge becomes even more noticeable. There is a clear sense of flow in every pass, with no hesitation or rough interruption along the way. The surface interaction remains light but effective, which is exactly what you want when aiming for a refined result. It doesn't feel like you need to correct or compensate during the process, because the edge naturally follows the intended direction. Another important detail is how predictable the performance is. Each movement produces a similar result, which helps build confidence in the overall sharpening process. There is no random slipping or loss of control, just a steady and reliable cutting behavior that stays consistent from start to finish. At this point, the result feels complete in terms of sharpness and refinement. The overall experience is clean, efficient, and surprisingly stable, showing that the preparation and polishing steps have really made a difference in how the edge performs.